Good evening. God, that was wishful thinking, right? Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022, 7 p.m. We are in the Lee Middle and High School Library. We are in a virtual meeting room for Governor Baker's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law C-30A, Section 20. This meeting will take place virtually via Zoom for those committee members and attendees choosing to access in that manner. The rest of the general public is invited to attend in person. I am going to call this meeting to order pursuant to Mass General Law C-30A, Section 20. I am hereby informing all attendees that a video and audio recording is being made of the meeting. Next up, we are going to have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Lee Elementary School students Lauren Schur and Avery Bencher. All right, ladies, it is all you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, girls.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
We are on an agenda. The mission of Lee Public Schools is to ensure students have the opportunity to develop the social, civil, and critical thinking skills to thrive in an ever-changing world. Brenda, could you do a roll call for us, please?
Mr. Robin?
Here.
Mr. Kenneth?
Present.
Mrs. Kashur?
Here.
Ms. Larman?
Here.
Mr. Nichols?
Here.
Ms. Strickler?
Here. All right, next up on our agenda is the approval of November 8th school committee meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve the November 8th school committee meeting minutes.
Second. Any discussion? Brenda, can you roll call us, please?
Mr. Robin?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Mrs. Kashur?
Yes.
Ms. Larman?
Yes.
Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
And Ms. Strickler?
Yes. All right, and then next up, we have approval of the November 22nd, 2022 Lee School Committee meeting minutes.
I move to approve the November 22nd school committee meeting minutes.
Second.
Any discussion?
I do have just one quick point here. Under paragraph 6, under political messaging, it talks about how we had the conversation, but there's no outcome of that meeting listed in the minutes. And I didn't know if the committee wanted to look at that and say, maybe we need to send these minutes back for some additional information. All it says that there was a meeting.
Yeah.
And that we had discussion, but not what action the committee did or did not take based on that meeting.
So what are you proposing to put in?
So I'm proposing that we would add that, the committee came to the conclusion that this is not in our purview and that this is the superintendent's responsibility and that the superintendent did his job. More or less. I mean, not more or less, but you know what I mean.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Would
So-
anybody like to make a motion to add those to the minutes per what clerk just
I
said?
move to amend the minutes to include
Yeah.
the statements regarding the outcome of the meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Further discussion? Brenda, can you roll call us, please?
Mr. Robin?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Mrs. Kashur?
Yes.
Ms. Larman?
Yes.
Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
Ms. Strickler?
Yes.
All right. Next up is you, Kirk.
Public input. Residents of Lee are invited to address the committee regarding items on this evening's agenda at this time. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Issues raised will normally be referred to the administration or a subcommittee of the school committee. We have anybody with their hand raised in the audience? Madam Chair, seeing none.
All right. Next up, we have reports. And our first one is with Jacob and our student representative. Welcome, Jacob.
Hello. Happy holiday season, everybody.
Thank you.
Winter sports have started for LMHS. Right now, the girls basketball having their home opener in the gym, and last night's was the boys basketball. Sadly lost, but hoping for a better outcome tonight. In early December, there was the LMHS winter concert. It's about 40 students in the student body who participated in the winter concert. And I got some feedback. There was a lot of positive feedback and input for the whole concert. And this past Thursday, we had an Appalachian Trail assembly in the Z for all the grades 7 through 12. And they educated us on everything about the Appalachian Trail in an effort for Lee to become a Appalachian Trail community town, to be incorporated, to be a part of a community along the Appalachian Trail that would provide like resources for the through hikers.
Nice.
And as always, the whole student body is excited for the upcoming holiday.
I think the whole staff body is as well. I wanted to say that I have had numerous people comment to me how much they appreciated the fact that you guys are showing the concerts over Facebook Live or however you're doing that, because grandparents can now see them that might not live locally, so that they can watch those kind of things. So I think that's great that that stuff is happening. So keep that up.
Embrace the technology.
I know, right? It's one of the positive things I think that came out of COVID. Does anybody have any questions for Jacob before we send him on his way?
Enjoy your break.
Are you playing a sport this
Too.
this
Nope, I take the winters off.
your mom will
Congratulations
put
on
you to
a
work.
fabulous season.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and I play baseball in the spring, so.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Have a good
All right.
holiday.
You as well.
Take care.
All right, next up, we have Mike Richard with our superintendent's update.
All right, thank you, Ms. Larman. We're gonna try to move you through this. Enrollment update, not too much has changed. We had a couple of transfers and a couple of moves. We're hovering at the 644 mark. I'd love to see us find a way to get to 700 when we open school next year. I think we're gonna try to be aggressive, even more aggressive with our school choice approach. And publication and advertising this spring in hopes of drawing so the positive attention that we deserve and the numbers that I think we can handle. Jacob mentioned the gym and the basketball game that's going on right now. The work in the gym has been finalized. Special thanks to this school committee and the town for their support. You can see the beautiful painting job. The floor's been nice and shined up, and the bleachers are installed, and they really look good. And perhaps when this meeting's over, the girls' game will still be going on. We can stop in and take a look. LES playground is also being worked on, and this Mother Nature got in the way of the progress that we had been making when she chose to dump all that snow on us Sunday. But the work will continue as Mother Nature does allow. Just, the image showing that the curbing that was put in and the mulch that will be put down. And I'd like to again thank the LYA for their generous $10,000 donation towards this work to help offset the costs. Truly bring the community together, and that playground is utilized by lots of people in and around Lee.
Yeah.
Quick COVID update. I'll start at the bottom. Actually, just a reminder, we are hitting what is normally flu season and cold season, and this is no judgment here, but mask wearing is always an option for students and staff and anyone who comes in our buildings to keep yourself safe and to keep those around you healthy as well. So we did send home COVID-19 test kits before the Thanksgiving holiday. There were 2 tests in there. One was to be used after the Thanksgiving holiday. The next one is to be used when students and staff return to school in 2023. So that's coming up quickly, as is the holiday break. Speaking of the weather, so we did not have a delay or cancellation on Monday, much to the dismay of many, but to the but it is what it is. But just remember that calls will be made as early as possible. I can't promise you we will always get the calls right, but we're going to do our best. And calls and emails will be sent to families by Blackboard Connect. And winter break will begin when school ends on Friday, December 23rd. That is a half day of school. So I ask families to plan accordingly, and students and staff will return on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023.
Perfect. I know. Does anybody have any questions for Mike? All right, Jordan, the bleachers look fantastic. I got to go in last time we were here. I love the little paw prints that are on the end of the bleachers. Those are so awesome. All right, next up, we have principals and directors reports. First up, we have Tim Martin from Lee Elementary School.
Hello. Last month, we held our annual Veterans Day gathering in person for the first time in several years. We were able to live stream it on Facebook. It was very well attended. It was done really well. The fourth grade winter concert is scheduled for January 10th. Fifth and sixth grade winter concerts are scheduled for January 12th. It's nice to have those back in person as well.
Yeah.
The latest edition of our school newspaper, the Wildcat Tale, was released this week. A link to a copy can be found in the latest LES newsletter sent out today. The LES Student Council has been busy organizing upcoming Spirit Days, which will take place next week. Our fifth grade welcomed visitors from the Housatonic Valley Association, as well as the Massachusetts Audubon Society, who led students in lab experiences related to water quality. Progress reports were sent home to families in grades 3 through 6 on December 2nd. We have another round going out in early January. And fourth and fifth grades are currently participating in a school lunch composting project, which where we collect lunch waste at the end of each lunch and add it to our composting bin. The soil is then used in our community garden, the harvest of which gets donated to our local food pantries. There's a lot of beginning to end stuff going on there. And of course, the playground update that Superintendent Richard alluded to, and I'm sure Jordan will allude to a little more. We're just happy that these things are happening and good things are going on at LES.
Excellent. Does anybody have any questions for Tim? All right, thank you. All right, next up, we have Greg Briganti from Lee Middle and High School.
So as mentioned at the last meeting, but I wanted to bring it up today because it was all completed at this point in time. We had a very successful performances of A Midsummer Night's Dream, both here at LMHS and at Shakespeare and Company. And I think it's important to congratulate publicly the directors and all the Kennison staff because it was really a very well done production, as it always is. The drama department has also started for the spring musical. They held auditions last week. The musical will be the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Rehearsals have begun and performances are scheduled for the weekend of March 10th. Jacob talked about winter sports starting with basketball. I also wanted to mention we do have one student participating in swimming at Monument Mountain this year, and also one skier at Lennox. So we do have some of our co-op programs still have some of our students on. This week, students in grades 8, 10, and 12 are taking part in the Prevention Needs Assessment Survey with other schools in the county, state, and across the state. This anonymous survey provides information to us on students' mental health, drug, alcohol, and nicotine use, and lots of other topics. It's done every 2 years. We expect the report of grade level, school, county, and state results sometime this coming spring. The Audubon Society is apparently very busy because next week they are here with our 7th grade science classes. We do some experiments all week, Monday through Thursday. Thanks to teacher Aaron Dufresne for continuing to invite Audubon into us every year. Next Friday, December 23rd, not only begins the holiday break, but also sees the final progress reports for the first semester. So those will be issued on Friday the 23rd. The semester will then close on Friday, January 20th. And the last thing, some congratulations are due to Devin Filio and Kevin Chen for making it into the MNEA Western District Junior Band, and to Corey Chen and Kyra Johnson for making it into the Western District Senior.
Awesome.
It's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, it is.
And that's all I have.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Greg? All right. Next up, Jen Norton with special education.
I spent much of my time, giving you guys, doing an update for the finance committee tonight. The only updates I have aside from that is that we have been able to, hire a few people. I'm not gonna give you names just yet. We're still in the process of onboarding them, but we have made an offer for someone, for a special ed secretary as well as a para in our inclusive preschool program, which means we are down to 2, possibly 3 openings, but that's an improvement. So it's just another word to people out there. If you're looking for work, we do have positions open in both buildings, including, we also have a teaching position in this building for special education. So please reach out if you have any questions about those positions.
Any questions for Jen? All right, last up, Jordan Meyer with facilities.
Good evening, bleachers, parks, consider them considered. Newest snow equipment is super helpful. I really, this storm that did catch us off guard, caught me off guard. Our guys were kind of a little bit more seasoned on top of it, but they really applied that newest equipment that we have, blowers, the tractors, and it moved a massive amount of snow very quickly. On the other end of the spectrum, though, is our oldest vehicle, which is still a heel there. All the HVAC systems are operating normally. Overall, the buildings remain healthy. A couple of leaks at LMHS and piping and a drain stoppage at the high school here too. We need to call a vendor in, but those repairs aren't going to break the bank. No facility services were lost. The school van is being maintained during the break, and we will be fully staffed as of 12/8. And that is all I have to do.
Fabulous. Anybody have any questions for Jordan? All right, moving on to our committee reports. First up, we have finance committee. That's you.
Yeah. All right, the first, the subcommittee met earlier this evening in a riveting conversation about the accounts payable and the payroll. And we did also receive a report from Jen. So the accounts payable total for this month is $316,709.40. This definitely aligns with the budget and all the expenses that we have outlined in the budget. So no real big detail or variances to report on at this point.
All right, I will entertain a motion for the accounts payable.
Make a motion to accept accounts payable in the amount of $316,709.40.
Seconded.
Pick one.
Ladies. first.
Any discussion? All right, Brenda. Roll call us.
Mr. Robin.
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher,
Yes.
Ms. Larmen.
Yes.
Mr. Nichols.
Yes.
And Ms. Strickler.
Yes.
The second warrant was for payroll, and as you can see on the screen, it includes the custodial retro, which was July 1st to this date. And the total amount is $830,094.05. Again, aligning with the budget.
I will entertain a motion for the payroll.
I'll make a motion to accept the payroll in $830,094.05.
Second.
Any discussion? Brenda, can you roll call us, please?
Mr. Robin,
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth,
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher,
Yes.
Ms. Larmen,
Yes.
Mr. Nichols,
Abstain.
and Ms. Strickler.
Abstain.
All right, next up, we have our curriculum subcommittee.
So the curriculum subcommittee met last Wednesday, December 7th. It's made up of Kirk, myself, and Andrea Larman. We voted on a chair. That's me. We met to discuss MCAS scores and next steps. We discussed the steps that schools are taking towards making some positive change. We acknowledged receiving the LEA letter in response to MCAS scores that we have all read and reviewed. And then we unanimously supported and approved the superintendent's written response to the LEA's letter.
All right, thank you. We don't have any old business this month, which is great. So the next thing on our agenda is our new business. Which is LEA feedback to the spring 2022 MCAS results. So I forwarded the letter to all of you, so you all got to read it. You all gave feedback to Mike. We had Mike look up some stuff. We got help from building principals if we needed specific information. You also the crafted letter. The curriculum committee went over the letter and we approved it. So the next step would be to have a committee approval before we submit it to the LEA, our response to the LEA. So that's where we are. So we need a motion to approve. If anybody would like to do so.
The letter itself.
The letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the letter as presented and written to the LEA. The LEA.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right. Brenda, can you do a roll call?
Mr. Robin?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Larmen?
Yes.
Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
And Ms. Strickler?
Yes.
All right. And future business is our next committee meeting will be next year. January 10th, 2023 is our next meeting. So happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Yes, dosing. And last thing on our agenda is adjournment.
Motion to. No,
Do it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Any discussion? Brenda, can you roll call us out, please?
Mr. Robin?
Yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Ms. Larmen?
Yes,
Mr. Nichols?
yes.
Ms. Strickler?
Yes.
we are adjourned at 7:22.
Man, under really good one.